I've had a major breakthrough. I've been so stressed out, angry, just and not in a good place for so long. I've decided it's time for me to tap out. I am tapping out. I'm realizing some things, and the town folks around here have voted for this through either willful ignorance or failure to act. Both. And I also know it's not me, and I haven't just lost cheese on my cracker, because the people responsible for it, North American Weather Modification Incorporated, Military Industrial Complex, Operation Cloverleaf, Bill Gates, David Keith, it's a list of them. But so I've determined that it's been happening, but I gotta tap out because it's done nothing but steal my peace and steal my joy and steal my present. And apparently there's you know what I mean, the majority rules. you know the majority rules, and the majority around here have decided they're just not even going to speak up and say anything about it when there's an army of airplanes doing circles and making X's and stuff all day long over their houses, their kids, their farms, um, even the ones that acknowledge it and see what's going on. I've stood in the front yard with a family of friends that I had, and we'd be standing out there, and like the kids, the parents, everybody were like looking up at this, their mouths open at the stuff that was going on here for the last 3.5 years. I've never seen it before in my life, but just covering the skies with chemicals all day long. And leaving the valley below me, I bought this place for the $1 million view. And it turned into a nightmare. The first 6 months I was here, it was heaven. You know, I was so happy and so at peace and so thankful to be here. And one morning these lines show up, and right away I was out front working. Big smile, minding my own business, happy. It took me a long time to get to this place. And I was really in love with it. And one morning these planes, we're flying back and forth, leaving lines from one end of the sky to the other. I'd never seen anything like that before in my life, and immediately it caught my eye as an anomaly, something I've never seen before in my life. And since then, I've watched Mount Shasta, that I had $1 million view of, slowly fade away. I used to be able to see cars coming back and forth from town. And, I haven't seen that since they began this program right directly over my head and over this mountain. All I see is the valley below me looks like it's covered in fire smoke 365 days a year, 24/7, every season, all day long, every day. And one constant that I've never seen before in my life are these planes flying back and forth all over the place, just obviously dispersing something out of them all day long. I've actually taken video of them doing circles around the back of this mountain, leaving a line going the entire way around the back of the mountain, you know. So I'm happy to say that it's not that because really this has been like one of the most difficult, unbelievable things I ever thought I'd experience in my life, is seeing something like this. So it's not that it's not happening. I've tried to convince myself of that, and that maybe that's a long stretch to convince myself that it's just conspiracy theory when I'm standing there watching planes flying past Mount Shasta, leaving condensation that I can see falling to the ground. You know what I mean? And staying there. Hello. Anyway, yeah, I'm tapping out. Like I said, this is what I've been witnessing, and I had a moral obligation and a duty to report it, and that's how I felt. I did not want to be doing that, and it took me like a long time to do that. I never wanted to be on YouTube or social media or any of this, okay? But this was the only thing I had in my hands, and the only way to fight back, was to speak out against this and exercise my constitutional rights and my fundamental beliefs that we should live in a world where corporations don't give us clouds made out of chemicals, a skyline made out of chemicals, and leave us covered and bathing in a bath of chemicals year round, 24/7, 365 for 3.5 years. Okay? But apparently, the locals around here don't mind. Okay? They don't mind. And, at least that's been my experience, and yeah, I've had a narrow one, with the folk around here. Maybe some people do care about it, but I've freaked out. I've protested. I've had the lady I'll never forget, sweet lady, it works down at the gas station, or used to. I asked her one morning, this was freaking me out back when it first started because I'd never seen this before, and at the time was 42 years of life, you know what I mean? I'm a keen observer of nature. These planes are flying straight over. The first 6 months I lived here, I never seen anything like it, right over the gas station and all the way to town. That's all you see is these things flying through the sky, crop dusting us, like straight up. And anyhow, she comes outside and she goes, I asked her, I said, Dottie, is this normal? She looks up at it, looks at me, and she goes, you're one of those. I was like, oh my God, dude, I'm one of those. There's an army of airplanes flying through the sky, leaving lines that go from one end of the horizon to the other very, noticeably. Never seen it before in my life. So, I had somebody else tell me it was fuel, that they dump fuel. So they're dumping fuel from one end of the skyline to the other. They're doing circles dumping fuel. And you guys are okay with that? Really? You know what I'm saying? Holy shit, man. But really, and so this has been, my journey here, man. And so this is the conclusion I've come to. The folks around here don't mind if it's fuel, if it's persistent contrails, or if they're spraying you with the coronavirus, or nanotechnology, or smart dust, or aluminum, barium, strontium, lithium, all of which science concedes is hazardous to plant, animal, and human life. It doesn't matter because they voted for it and they like it. The other lady at the post office told me one morning, like I say, lines literally going from one end of the good grief sky to the other, man, and back and forth like they're doing laps. I'm like, is this normal? We like it. Oh my God. So, yeah, I've had an awakening and a realization, you guys. I've wasted 3.5 years of my time screaming about what I see as an obvious crime, an obvious assault, and something that obviously does not belong there. I mean, it's looked like exactly what you would do if you were going to spray a pile of ants or roaches with Raid. That's what I've been witnessing in filming. So I've realized telling the truth is one thing and taking a stand for what you know is right, you know what I mean, is the right thing to do. But I do not have to let this steal my joy, and I do not have to waste my breath and my time trying to get the deaf to hear and the blind to see. Okay? Done with that. Not stealing another one of my presents, another moment. Not to the point where it's upset me and stressed me out and had me in this horrid state that I've been in. they're not spraying today, and they haven't been a whole lot here lately, so naturally I'm feeling better, but I'm going to do my best the next time I see this happening to not let it steal my peace, you know? Um, yeah, that's been one of the most toughest challenges I've ever faced in my life right there. How do you not get upset about being sprayed like a roach and seeing your neighbors and your countrymen under assault with some type of chemical and biological warfare? Because that is exactly what I've been witnessing. So it's been damn near impossible to, you know, just sing zippity doo dah and carry on about the day as though nothing's happening when the sun, you guys, is literally blotted out because of what they're doing. That's how ridiculous I'm telling you this has been. Like, I truly thought I'd be dead already. I'm very surprised I'm still here. But from what I've learned, it's a slow kill. But whatever. It looks so bad. I surely expected to be dead soon. I mean, the sky literally blasted with chemicals to the point where the sun goes dim. You know? And then when they're not doing it like they haven't been doing it the last few days, old-fashioned clouds come back, you know, not these ones coming out of NASA. Your 12 new classifications of clouds, like these clouds didn't exist throughout history. Where did these come from? Do you guys care that NASA's made clouds out of chemicals and they're spraying them over you and your kids? All right, I've already been through this. No, the people of freaking Bonanza, Oregon do not care. They can sense. Spray us some more. Anyway. Okay, the Serenity Prayer. Alright, this is a day the Lord has made. I will rejoice and be glad in it. God grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, courage to change the things I can, and wisdom to know the difference. That's where I'm at, and I'm really tapping out with the rants and stuff. I may continue to show evidence, you know, maybe talk some sense or something, who knows. But the ranting and raving that I've been doing and trying to get the deaf to hear and the blind to see, it's just pointless, you know?